Hello MotoGP fans, welcome back to ZNGP Today. KTM's financial troubles have cast uncertainty over their MotoGP project, and Ducati is reportedly keeping a close watch on Pedro Acosta's situation. The young sensation's manager has warned that Acosta has plenty of suitors as KTM grapples with a significant debt crisis. Fresh off his 2024 MotoGP championship win, Jorge Martin has weighed in on his rivals, his legacy, and comparisons with legends of the sport. In an intriguing reflection, Martin claims that Pecco Bagnaia has surpassed Casey Stoner, raising questions about his own standing among MotoGP's elite. KTM's financial troubles have cast a shadow over their ambitious MotoGP plans for 2025, with questions arising about how the team can support its crown jewel, Pedro Acosta. Pol Espargaró, a key figure in the Red Bull GASGAS Tech3 team, has emphasized the urgency for KTM to equip Acosta with the tools he needs to deliver success. Don't forget to click subscribe button and the bell icon for MotoGP news update. Pedro Acosta, hailed as one of MotoGP's brightest talents, impressed in his rookie season and earned a promotion to KTM's factory team for 2025. However, KTM's financial stability has been thrown into question after the company entered self-administration with debts exceeding €1.8 billion. Despite assurances that their racing operations remain unaffected, concerns linger. Albert Valera, Acosta's manager, shared insights into the precarious situation during an interview with Motorsport. Valera emphasized that KTM has communicated its commitment to the MotoGP project but acknowledged growing uncertainty. "I would say that for 2025, at the moment, everything remains the same unless the situation worsens and we are informed by KTM. The message is that they are still in the World Championship, and that they depend on the MotoGP racing project to give KTM more strength for the market." Quote from Valera. Meanwhile, Ducati and other manufacturers are reportedly positioning themselves as potential alternatives for Acosta should KTM's troubles deepen. Pedro Acosta's undeniable talent has drawn interest from multiple MotoGP manufacturers. Ducati, in particular, has expressed a strong desire to secure the services of the 20-year-old if he becomes available. Valera confirmed that he has been in regular communication with various factories. "All the factories have contacted me asking me how Pedro is doing. They've given me support and have wished us the best. Pedro is a diamond, he's 20 years old, and any factory would be excited to have his services." The interest in Acosta underscores the uncertainty surrounding KTM's ability to maintain a competitive edge in the championship. KTM's financial issues have sparked frustration within Acosta's camp, particularly over how the situation was handled. Valera expressed disappointment that KTM's financial troubles were not disclosed when Acosta signed his contract in May 2024. Valera criticized KTM's management, suggesting that the racing department, led by Pit Beirer, may have been unaware of the looming financial crisis at the time of negotiations. "Nobody warned us of this possibility when we signed the contract. We were sold that KTM was a giant with huge financial muscle. For us, it has been an absolute surprise. The entire MotoGP racing department is the victim of KTM's mismanagement. In May, we signed with a winning project, but in 6 months, everything has changed. We wonder what happened." Valera concluded. Despite these challenges, Valera reiterated that KTM has assured Acosta's camp of their commitment to continue competing in MotoGP, albeit with lingering concerns about the conditions in which they will operate. As KTM navigates its financial woes, the future of its MotoGP project and Pedro Acosta's long-term prospects remain uncertain. With Ducati and other manufacturers ready to step in, all eyes will be on KTM's next moves as the 2025 season approaches. Jorge Martin edged Pecco Bagnaia and Marquez to claim the 2024 MotoGP crown in a dramatic season. Speaking to AS, Martin revealed his desire to have tested himself against iconic names from the sport's past. Martin emphasized that the caliber of rivals defines the value of a championship, acknowledging the high level of competition in today's MotoGP era. Obviously, I would have liked to play for a world championship against the greatest, Valentino Rossi, Marc Marquez, Casey Stoner. That was where I wanted to see myself, and now I am in that position. With Marquez, Pecco. Right now, the level is very high. The value of this championship is very high. Quote from Martin. Martin made a bold statement about his primary 2024 rival, Pecco Bagnaia, suggesting that the reigning two-time champion has eclipsed Casey Stoner's achievements. While Martin refrained from bragging, he expressed confidence in his abilities. With the results he's doing, for me, Pecco has already surpassed Stoner. And I have beaten Pecco, so where does that position me? I have my feet on the ground. I know I still have a lot to do, but it's clear I consider myself at their sporting level. In terms of riding, I have nothing to envy to riders from another era. Casey Stoner won 2 MotoGP titles, one with Ducati in 2007 and another with Honda in 2011. His triumph with Ducati marked a historic achievement, as the manufacturer endured a 15-year title drought before Bagnaia's breakthrough in 2022. Bagnaia has since claimed back-to-back championships, drawing comparisons with Stoner. However, Martin's remarks underline his belief in Bagnaia's superiority over the Australian legend. Meanwhile, Martin acknowledged that the marketing appeal of riders like Valentino Rossi remains unmatched. In terms of marketing, or what Valentino moved, audiences, sales, it's almost impossible to reach those numbers. But I can't control that, Martin concluded. With Jorge Martin now reflecting on his place in MotoGP history and praising the level of competition in today's field, the comparisons with past legends continue to ignite debate. As the 2025 season approaches, Martin will have another chance to cement his legacy among the sport's greats. KTM entered the 2025 MotoGP season with high hopes, bolstered by Pedro Acosta's promotion to the factory team alongside Brad Binder, and the renewal of Maverick Vinales and Enea Bastianini at Tech3. However, those plans have been jeopardized by the financial crisis engulfing KTM's parent company, Pira Mobility, which declared bankruptcy and entered receivership. Despite reassurances from KTM that their MotoGP project will continue, measures such as freezing development have been implemented. Reports suggest that without a suitable investor, KTM may face a complete withdrawal from MotoGP, Moto2, and Moto3 by 2026. Amid the uncertainty, many wonder how KTM will fulfill its promise of turning Acosta into a championship contender. The Spanish prodigy, dubbed the Shark of Mazarin, recently visited KTM headquarters in Mattighofen to meet with competition director Pit Beirer, leaving reassured about his immediate future with the team. Pol Espargaró, who competes for Red Bull GASGAS Tech3, has spoken out about KTM's responsibility to provide Acosta with the necessary tools to succeed. In the DAZN documentary Espargaró Brothers, which explores the relationship between Pol and his brother Aleix Espargaró, the Catalan rider shared his thoughts on Acosta's situation. Espargaró stressed that KTM's duty is not just to keep Acosta competitive but to give him a real shot at the MotoGP crown. We need some time, and I think this is something that is playing against us. Pedro is a young guy, with a lot of talent, and he wants to win. He doesn't want to wait any longer. He is impatient, like we all have been in our youth, because we wanted to win. We must have the responsibility to give Pedro enough tools so that he can win, not just to fight for a title, but to do it, to make it a reality. Because we need it, and he needs it. Quote from Espargaró. KTM's MotoGP project faces an uphill battle as it seeks financial stability. The company is actively seeking new investors to secure its future, but reports from the Boston Consulting Group indicate that failure to secure funding could force KTM to exit Premier Class racing by 2026. For Acosta, this uncertainty comes at a pivotal moment in his career. Many had anticipated 2025 to be his breakthrough season, where he would solidify himself as a title contender. While reassured for now, Acosta and his team remain cautious about what lies ahead. Pol Espargaró's comments highlight the urgency for KTM to resolve its financial crisis and support Pedro Acosta in his quest for MotoGP glory. With the clock ticking and rival manufacturers circling, KTM must act quickly to retain its young superstar and uphold its ambitions in the premier class. For Acosta, the 2025 season could be make or break, not just for his career but for KTM's future in MotoGP. Thanks for watching ZNGP Today, and this is your MotoGP news update. See you in the next video.